Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Seth, clinical psychologist, Dr. Seth Meyers, and I want to share a little bit of information today that could be helpful around the issue of relationships and specifically dating someone who has ADHD. ADHD is a disorder that comes with all sets of symptoms, often related to difficulty with concentration and attention, paying close attention to details, and also it can include hyperactivity, just feeling restless, always on the go, almost as if someone is operated by a motor, it can seem like at times. So, these are some of the most common symptoms that people with ADHD have. And for those who date an individual with ADHD, it can impact them too. So, even if you are someone who doesn't have ADHD, if you're dating someone who has ADHD, it can impact you too. There's a great need for you to understand the different ways that ADHD can impact a person's behavior and also to learn to practice patience. The first thing that you can do is what you're doing an example of right now, which is to get educated about it. Learn a little bit about the symptoms of ADHD so that you don't take it personally. ADHD is considered a neurodevelopmental disorder, which basically means that we believe that there is brain activity specifically associated with this condition. This is not the choice of someone who has ADHD, true ADHD that has been diagnosed, that has testing to support it. This is not something that someone chooses to have. Understanding that is one of the most important parts about getting educated about this disorder so that you understand how it impacts the sufferer. To go deeper, there are a lot of good books that you can read about ADHD and its impact, and there are also a lot of good in depth articles online. My suggestion to learn more about the specific details of ADHD and what exactly is going on in terms of the mechanism psychologically is to check out ADHD on the websites for the National Institute of Health and also NIMH, the National Institute of Mental Health. The American Psychological Association, or the APA for short, also shares a lot of good information about ADHD. These are really good, solid sources where you can learn more about it and get educated. The second point that I want to talk about is patience. So, if you are dating someone who has ADHD or you're in a romantic relationship with someone who has ADHD, you are going to need to learn the art of patience. And a part of patience is also about not taking things personally. It's important to understand that some of the behaviors that bother you the most are behaviors that are often a part of the actual disorder. So, having this disorder can make someone more prone to engage in behaviors that can feel to you at times like they're really insensitive or careless or even outright disrespectful or insulting. Let me take an example and share it with you. Imagine you're dating someone with ADHD. You're sitting at the dinner table. You're out to a nice dinner. It's Friday night. You've really been looking forward to having this space to connect. Well, the person that you're dating who has ADHD, they seem to be looking over your shoulder. They seem like they're not really listening. Maybe they're fidgeting. Maybe they keep looking around. They're not holding good eye contact. Maybe they ask you to repeat something, or you ask them a question about what they think about something that you've just shared, and it seems like they actually weren't really listening at all. They may not want to sit leisurely and relax. They may not want to have dessert. They may want to just get ready to go. And you may be thinking, where? This is the date. This is what's nice for us to be able to sit down and spend time together. But actually, for someone with ADHD, sometimes sitting still and also focusing so much, two people looking at each other, something as simple as that, looking at each other over the dinner table and trying to connect is actually something that after a while can really make someone with ADHD feel a little anxious, feel a little nervous, feel a little fidgety. And again, it's not personal. That I think is the most important thing to remember when you think about issues, how this impacts you dating someone with ADHD. It is not personal. And yet, it also cannot be used by the other person as an excuse. It is not okay just because an individual has ADHD to do things like not listen, not pay attention, not make an effort, leave in the middle of dinner sometimes, or cut things short, or forget plans that they made, or show up on time late for things that really matter to you, that's not okay. It is okay for someone that you're dating with ADHD to be aware of these issues, to be aware of these problems, to let you know that they're making an effort to change them, and for you two as a couple to be able to talk about it together. That is key when you're dating someone with ADHD, that you be able to talk about how it impacts you and that you get confirmation from the other person that they're working on it, that they are not using it as an excuse. I hope this video has been helpful. If it has, you may actually find some of my other videos on my channel here, Insight with Dr. Seth, helpful. And in addition, you can check out my podcast, Insight with Dr. Seth. It's on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. It's really everywhere. And you can hear me go in depth on some of these mental health topics, life problems that everybody struggles with, family, relationships, work, etc. And also where I interview people on everyday life topics that matter to you. Have a good one, everybody.